So you're interested in learning what your car's warning lights mean. That's a great thing. I mean, if you're a car person, then these are the things you do not want to see. They're scary and most of the time mean cha-ching. So they're there for a reason though. I mean, they're there to warn you if there's something wrong with your car, and it's a good thing for you to kind of understand what they mean. You know, most car people, most of us know what it means, but if you're watching this video because you want to learn, that's a great thing. I'm going to teach you what all this means now. My name is Evo, and you're watching God Next. So the first one we're going to talk about is the biggest one, and it's the beautiful, just the beautiful amber glow of the check engine light. Now that quite literally does not mean check if the engine is there. It means check engine because there's something wrong. So misfire, you have a leak potential, like an evap leak, or something's going wrong with the motor. Most of the time, if the check engine light comes on, that means there's an issue. Now there's two versions. One where it's just a standing check engine light. You need to watch out, you need to double check, see what's going on. Now the next one is the serious one. If it's flashing, if the check engine light is flashing, stop the car and shut it off, because that means you have internal damage. You have like combustion happening in the exhaust that is unburnt fuel, and it's going to destroy your cats. Shut the car off immediately. Now the next one that you can run into is the battery light. Now you'll see a red like battery looking symbol on the dashboard, and what that represents, it 99% of the time means you're not charging, the battery is not charging. So the alternator is died. You're not getting a charge to the battery. Potentially on newer cars like this Shelby Mustang, that light will come on if the car hasn't been driven in a while, if it's got a low battery status, because then it will turn on and it'll just basically show you that you have a low battery, which you need to make sure you have a charged battery at all times, especially with modern cars and all of this technology and everything in them. One low battery will make the whole car go on a fritz. Now, the next one that you need to watch out for is the little one that kind of looks like a circle with a little, it's weird to describe, a circle and a little like side rectangular things there. It's going to say ABS in the middle. What that means is you have an error with your anti-braking system or anti-lock braking system. Now, what that system does, most modern cars after about 1995, when you're driving, if you need to make a sudden stop and you slam on the brakes, the brake pedal, you'll feel it pulsating, because that means that the anti-lock brake system is working its magic and the wheels are not locking up. Because if your wheels lock up, you're just going to slide forward. Whereas if the anti-lock braking system will apply pressure consistently and periodically to make sure the wheels don't lock up, so that the car can actually come to a better stop and quicker. Now the next one that you can run into is your traction control lights. Now it's different in every car's. In my personal car, my Mercedes AMG, it's a little triangle, orange triangle that comes up. What that means is it can either be, you can either intentionally turn it off, or it can come on if you have an error. If it just comes on randomly, it'll most likely say, like in my Mercedes, it says ESP fault, visit workshop, means electronic stability program issue. In other cars, you can just turn it off with a button right here where it shows a little car like wiggling or like spinning. You push that, it turns it off, and then basically you can have fun. You floor it, the rear tires will spin if it's a rear-wheel drive car, and you can do donuts and have fun in secure places, not in the middle of the street like takeovers. Now the next light that you could potentially come into is a little, how do I describe it? You have a little wavy lines with like a little thermometer looking thing. That's the coolant light. That one means that your car is overheating. If it's red, it means the car is overheating. Stop the car, shut the engine off, otherwise you're going to blow a head gasket, potentially warp the heads, the block, etc. So that probably means you either have an air bubble somewhere in the system, your water pump is toast, your thermostat is toast, the car just doesn't have any coolant in it, things like that. You're going to overheat the car. Now the last one that I kind of want to mention, this one is very important. If you see a little Aladdin looking oil light, or like an old school oil light, it's usually red. That means your oil pressure is low and you need to stop the car again, shut it off immediately. Otherwise you're going to grenade the motor. So low oil pressure can be caused from things like a blockage somewhere in the oil pump system. The oil sump pickup is clogged up. The oil pump's not working, things in general, or you're just low on oil too. That will come on for that. Now, a quick bonus one is a little circle with like an eye in it. That's your TPMS light, tire pressure. So if your tires are low, that light will come on. It's orange usually, and it'll tell you in most modern cars which tire is low. It's very sensitive in some modern cars. It will come on, even if you're like 2 or 3 PSI short, it will come on and it'll basically tell you, please fill your tires. But that's a quick rundown of all the fault codes that you can see inside the cars. Most modern cars have all these. Older cars, maybe not. But let me know down below if I missed any, and I'll see you guys in the next video. You take it easy.